here in the shed. I have got passenger floor pan. Don't know why that took me a second to think of what I was doing last. Passenger floor pan is in, welded. I'm now going to be doing the driver's rear floor pan. So, I've already marked it out in chalk, which I'll show you now. You can see my chalk line around here. That's all it needs replacing. So I'm just going to get the grinder, zip it out, sit the new pan on top, just mark it from underneath, overcut that big piece, and then we'll sit it back in here, and we'll make it a floor again, and weld it all back together, and then I do have the messy job of getting underneath, giving it a quick sand. I do have to repair around that seat belt still. I'm denied about it, but I need to do it. I want the car to be safe still, so I've got to do it. Give it a quick sand underneath, then I've got to get back to the top side, give it another vacuum, give the whole thing a wire brush. Signing off.
Hey guys, just jumping into this video real quick to let you know we have had a rendering done by the one and only Drop Mutt, Ev Danes of my Swiss Motors EH Ute. We're going to be doing a run of shirts and hoodies, just like we did in our initial run. We're going to hold pre-order for the month of March only, so the 4 weeks in March, or 4.5 weeks in March, pre-orders are open. You can buy yourself a shirt or a hoodie, or we're doing combo packs for both. Make sure you get yours soon. Pre-orders only in March. We'll have the orders in April and sent straight out to you. Hoodies will be just in time for winter and not this glorious summer we've had so far in Australia. All right, guys, that's all. Links in the bio. Let's get back to the video.
Righto, so got that piece Gleckoed in place. Now I'm going to jump under the car, see if we can do this. Look at that. Just sits in there nicely, pretty tight in most spots. So now I'm just going to, I'm actually going to clean all the black stuff off first, so it's all prepped, ready to go, and then I'll put it back in, mark it out where I need to cut it down. Should be pretty good. Alrighty, let's do it. Couple of strays running around, sweet. Alright, so I have got the pan cut. It's ready to go in, it's ready to trim. I actually ended up trimming it bigger, found a few extra holes. So that was sweet. I'm hoping I can just weld them up. Otherwise, I've still got the pan there, I can just cut another piece in. Just deal with it. Yeah, extra hole there, there, and there, but they'll get welded up as I TIG weld it up. I've got the old point and shoot firing. So let's get it in. So, pan is tacked in with the MIG. It actually pulled, when I tacked this side, it pulled this side away, so a bit more of a gap than I was hoping for. But I'll just deal with it. I also regret, I should have cut this pan a bit bigger. There's some thin spots in there, but I'm just going to have to deal with it. Because it is what it is. You can see me there? Maybe there. There it is. So yes, a bit more work still left to do. To the TIG welding now. Blooper reel cut. Take one. Back in here. And we have a welded in floor pan. I managed to actually just fill up the holes. That's what I do love about the TIG. You can control it very well. Nice and in there. So next up, I'm just gonna fix, if we can get it on camera, this. I need to fix this. That's part of that's the seatbelt mount. Just need a little patch there. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to scrape away
all the old seam sealer because it's old and crusty and gross. And then we can get the wire wheel out and make a huge mess and clean all that up. But that's just so I can clean all of this floor up, just get all the scale off, because I'm going to cover it in. I'm pretty sure I've got like a I think it's anti-ox. I've got a big 5 litre drum of it here. Where is it? It is anti-ox. So it should de-rust, maybe convert, but it'll prep all that floor and yeah, get it ready for paint, which I still need to go and buy now that I think about it. Cool. All right, there is my seatbelt patch. I just needed to fix the rot that was in it. Didn't want to do a monster, wanted to try and hold the original one in there, which I have. So that's that. Now we need to chip away all like the old seam sealer. I've got to chip off all the old seam sealer. I probably don't have to, but I'm going to, because I don't know where these chassis connectors come through, and I don't really want it to be cause me grief when I go to weld them in. So all I've got is caught it. I've got an old screwdriver. It's just had the end smashed off it. You can't really see it on the camera. Doesn't matter. And I actually own what's called a gasket scraper. It's just like a big flathead. I don't know what else to call it. All I'm going to use, and it's just going to be, where's the camera? Come back down here. There it is. Just like that. And I'm just going to sit in here, get it all out of the sill edge. The other reason for doing this is if I find any other rust, I can fix it. So yes, fun and games. So, got all that seam sealer out of the joints on the sills. Not too worried about up along this top edge. And the reason I pulled it out was this. One little hole. So I'm just going to try and zap that closed. I'm not going to worry too much about it. A little bit of rust over in that corner, but again, not too concerned about that one. It was more just these big structural elements. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to quickly shoot some glue in there, and then I'm just going to wire wheel all this real gently, or not gently, just hook in, try and knock the stuff off the top. I've got a cupped wire wheel. This is a bit of a fine one. I've got another one, but it's out of balance and it shakes violently. So yes, give all this a quick clean up, and then I will get chassis connectors from over there and we'll start working out where they go underneath. All right, so floor pans are now welded in. Next course of action would be to clean it up, but blooper reel, I have chassis connectors to weld in first. So these are the similar sort of chassis connectors that Zach has in his wagon. They're from SSD Performance down in Victoria. This is actually the prototype set, so if these fit, they will be put into production and you'll be able to buy them yourselves. So this is what they are. They're obviously notched to fit the contours of the floor, braces, etc. Drive side, passenger side, drive side. I don't know, I can't remember which one it is. So let's go and test fit one of those under the car. It goes somewhere about there. Not that you can see the crash hot in the shot. It's a bit tricky to sort of film. But what I've worked out is it needs a little bit of sanding in spots. I'm going to go get a Sharpie, just quickly mark it out so I can just sand it up. I want to get it to fit really good first before I clean the floor up and weld it out. So yes, stay watching when we clean it up. Alright, so with my trolley jack holding it up, you can see like my little Sharpie marks where I think it needs a little bit of clearance. Obviously it sits with a bit of a gap there, but I'm hoping once we get rid of this space, all this comes up in turn. If I can get this to a 5mm gap, I'll be happy, and I'll probably weld it from there. As you can see, it's a bit more here. Like I said, this is the prototype set, so we were expecting them to be a little bit, you know, need a little bit of finagling. A little bit just there as well. This side seems to actually fit the floor contour pretty nicely. And then, yeah, from the front on, we just need to pump it up. So hopefully it all just goes up nicely. I've actually gone back and forth a few times with it. Let's get around this side, have another looky. So I've got it pretty tight. Where the new floor pan is, doesn't sit as tight, but that's alright, I can bang it down from the top. Pretty happy with how that fits now. So what I'm going to do is I've actually been just double checking it with the tape. So mine sits about 145mm from the inside of the sill. Trying to keep it parallel with the car, or with the sill I should say. Got my trusty pencil here. This is a Staedtler 2B. And all I want to do, oops, I'll just break the lead off it. Is I'm just going to trace where that is, because I'm going to now make a huge mess getting all the dirt and grime off the underside of the car. I'm going to prime inside this, I'm going to prime this, and while all that's drying, we're going to do the other side. So yeah, let's make a huge mess now. Alright, so inside there is all clean. Just giving it a quick wipe down with a bit of just a bit of all-purpose thinners. Dirty rag. Using our favourite Finixia copper weld through. Where is it? There. Get that at your local paint supply shop. And coat inside the rail and coat underside the floor. So yeah, let's do it. There we go. Good amount of copper primer on there. Let that dry. We'll start on the chassis connector for the other side. Hey guys, just jumping in real quick, reminding you that Hare & Forbes are still doing power hammer classes in Adelaide, Melbourne, Perth and Brisbane. Make sure you get a spot, you get to purchase a hammer, take it home with you. We'll teach you all the things and how to use. You might even get to make a hammer form while you're there. There is a link in our bio, jump on there and see if you can book yourself a class. Now let's get back to the video. Second chassis stiffener coated with copper primer. I have done the underside, trimmed that one up, I've caught up. Yes, as you can see, it's all coated now, ready to go. I do have quite a large ding. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I don't think it's going to pull out. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I don't want to cut it out either because it's a structural element. I'm actually thinking I'll weld a tab off the end of the chassis stiffener to the end of the spring mount and just box it in and just leave it as it is. Because I feel like it could be more hassle than it's worth. So yeah. It's lunchtime now. And I'm dirty. Real dirty. As you can see, I've got the trolley jack set up. I've actually got it squashed here for now. Let's see if this will pick it up. So I'm going to start in the center. Seems a bit counteractive to work from the center out, but the back end is sitting down and this front side is still a little bit spring loaded. So I've got a little bit of mucking around to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stitch the center first. And I'm going to prop the back up with the trolley jack. And then I'll do the same. I'll prop the front up with the trolley jack. Stitch the ends off. Problem solvo. And then we'll move to this side. So I'm actually starting with the passenger side only because I've got to drag the cables under the car. That's fine. And then do the driver's side. So yeah, let's start. So now you've seen the floor pans and the chassis connectors put in. That'll about do us for this episode, but I'm actually about to start recording the next episode. So check out what's happening next week. See you then. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next week on Backyard Builds.